In 2023, amid the wave of post-pandemic philanthropy, Lunavera Foundation was born. Its founder, Elias Morrow, was everything the modern world adored: charismatic, brilliant and self-made. A Stanford-educated computer scientist and former blockchain developer for a Silicon Valley giant, he spoke with the conviction of a prophet and the style of a CEO. At a United Nations summit that year, Morrow unveiled Lunavera's mission: to make every donation traceable, every act of charity visible, and every life saved accountable on the blockchain. The idea was simple but revolutionary. Using decentralized ledgers, Lunavera would allow donors to track how their money was spent in real time. Each dollar or token would be logged, each transaction public, ensuring complete transparency. It was the humanitarian dream, wrapped in the language of Web 3. Celebrities endorsed it. Tech billionaires funded it. Within months, Lunavera became the most talked about non-profit on the planet. By 2024, it had raised over $3.4 billion in crypto donations, claiming to have delivered food, medicine, and education to over 40 countries. But for all its transparency promises, no one could quite explain where the money actually went. At the core of Lunavera's operations was its proprietary blockchain platform, Charity Chain, a supposedly immutable network that converted crypto donations into impact tokens. Each impact token was linked to a humanitarian cause. 1 token equals 1 meal delivered. 10 tokens equals 1 student educated. 100 tokens equals 1 water well built. Donors could see these tokens move through the network, transferred to verified field partners, NGOs or individuals. Morrow often showcased live dashboards during investor meetings. Streams of data showing aid deliveries in Yemen, school constructions in Haiti, and refugee programs in Sudan. Except much of it wasn't real. Maya Jensen, a Danish data analyst working for Lunavera's verification unit, noticed discrepancies. She found duplicate transactions, tokens supposedly representing separate wells that shared identical GPS coordinates. When she traced one verified project in Somalia, she discovered the location led to an empty desert plain. Another project, said to be a solar microgrid for refugee camps, turned out to be a stock photo lifted from an environmental blog. When she raised her concerns internally, a supervisor told her, "The blockchain doesn't lie. If it's on the chain, it happened." But Maya knew better. She had helped design part of the verification algorithm. The blockchain didn't lie, but the inputs could, and those were controlled by Lunavera's private servers. By 2025, Lunavera wasn't just a charity, it was an empire. It ran offices in New York, Dubai, Nairobi, and Singapore. Its employees called themselves aid technologists, and its events looked more like TED Talks than relief briefings. Morrow had become a celebrity in the philanthropic world, often speaking alongside world leaders about digital empathy and decentralized generosity. Under his direction, Lunavera launched AidCoin, a tradable cryptocurrency pegged to the value of verified humanitarian work. Donors could buy AidCoin, donate it to causes, or hold it as an ethical investment. AidCoin's value soared. Within a year, it reached a market capitalization of $12 billion. Crypto investors hailed it as the Bitcoin of charity. But beneath the digital sheen, something sinister was emerging. A leaked internal memo later revealed Morrow's real vision. "We're not running a charity. We're building a liquidity network disguised as one. Humanity is the marketing model." Behind the scenes, Lunavera was pooling donations into high-yield DeFi platforms, reaping interest and routing profits through shell NGOs registered in tax havens. Donors thought they were funding hospitals. In reality, they were fueling one of the most sophisticated money laundering ecosystems ever constructed. The red flags began surfacing when the Swiss Financial Market Authority, FINMA, requested routine disclosures for Lunavera's Geneva operations. What should have been straightforward reporting turned into months of delay. Auditors discovered that most of Lunavera's major field partners were untraceable. Dozens of charities listed as collaborating NGOs had no physical offices, no websites, and no registered staff. The blockchain ledger showed millions in crypto flows to wallet addresses linked to partner organizations. But those wallets were later found to belong to Lunavera insiders. Some even tied directly to Morrow's private accounts. When FINMA pressed for deeper transparency, Lunavera's legal team fought back, claiming that donor anonymity was part of the organization's decentralized philosophy. That defense worked, temporarily. Behind the curtain, Morrow had hired an elite PR firm and retained a team of lobbyists in Brussels and Washington, painting Lunavera as a victim of anti-crypto bureaucracy. Investors continued to pour money in. Meanwhile, Maya Jensen, the analyst, quietly resigned. Before leaving, she copied terabytes of internal records, chat logs, smart contract codes, and blockchain transaction hashes, and sent them to an investigative consortium known as the Ledger Alliance. In April 2030, the Ledger Alliance dropped a series of investigative reports titled the CRYPTO HUMANITARIAN Files. The revelations were explosive. Over $2 billion in donor funds were funneled through a maze of wallets linked to Morrow and Lunavera executives. Charitable projects in 18 countries were entirely fabricated. Smart contracts were designed with hidden drain clauses, siphoning portions of every donation to private liquidity pools. One of the most damning findings involved a supposed $80 million emergency medical aid project in war-torn Syria. The blockchain showed tens of thousands of AidCoin tokens distributed for hospital equipment. Investigators traced the transactions and found they ended in a Singaporean crypto exchange under a fake NGO name, later withdrawn into an anonymous offshore wallet. The so-called hospital, it never existed. As news broke, global outrage followed. Donors demanded refunds. Governments froze Lunavera's accounts. Crypto exchanges delisted AidCoin overnight, but Elias Morrow remained defiant. In an emergency live stream from his glass-walled New York office, he addressed the world. These are coordinated attacks from institutions that fear transparency. We are clean, we are audited, and we will prove it. Then, Lunavera's platform went offline. Within 72 hours, over $900 million worth of crypto assets vanished from Lunavera's main wallets. Investigators later learned that an internal team executed a panic protocol, draining the funds into 38 cold wallets scattered across multiple jurisdictions. Interpol's cyber division began a manhunt, but digital money moves faster than the law. By the time subpoenas were issued, most of the funds had been laundered through privacy coins, cross-chain swaps, and decentralized mixers. The trail led to the Cayman Islands, where a Lunavera subsidiary, Aurora Impact Group, had opened accounts under aliases identical to those in the blockchain metadata. Aurora's directors were all digital ghosts, AI-generated faces, fake LinkedIn profiles, no paper trails. What Lunavera had built wasn't just a charity. It was a self-erasing financial organism, engineered to dissolve under scrutiny. It took months before regulators pieced together the full scale of the fraud. The Joint Task Force, comprising the FBI's Cyber Division, Europol's Financial Crimes Unit, and blockchain forensic firms, uncovered a sophisticated algorithmic laundering system codenamed Project Halo. The system exploited a loophole in smart contracts, splitting stolen funds into microtransactions across hundreds of impact nodes, each disguised as a charitable microgrant. These nodes, in turn, were routed through decentralized lending platforms and NFTs, registered as digital art donations. By the time funds resurfaced, they appeared to be clean, legitimate humanitarian transactions blessed by the blockchain itself. The deeper auditors dug, the more they realized that every aspect of Lunavera's ecosystem had been designed for one purpose: plausible deniability. Every document was digitally time-stamped, and notarized on-chain, giving it an illusion of authenticity. Every fake project had photo evidence generated by Lunavera's in-house AI studio. Every field report contained testimonies voiced by synthetic personas with deep-fake video footage. Charity had become an illusion. The blockchain, the very symbol of transparency, had become the perfect mask for deception. The FBI, acting on Swiss warrants, raided Lunavera's New York headquarters. Morrow was gone. An encrypted note left on his desk read, "You cannot arrest an idea." Within days, he was traced to a private airstrip in Montenegro. But before authorities arrived, he vanished again, allegedly fleeing aboard a yacht under a false identity. Interpol issued a red notice. His estimated offshore holdings? Nearly 2.7 billion in digital assets. Lunavera crumbled overnight. Its board resigned. Thousands of employees were left jobless, and countless aid beneficiaries were abandoned mid-crisis. Forensic teams continued to find fragments of Lunavera's network across the dark web. Repurposed code bases, cloned tokens, and new projects rising under different names. Lightbridge Foundation, Charityverse, AidWorld 2. Each claimed to have learned from Lunavera's mistakes. Each promised to restore trust in digital charity. But behind many of them, investigators recognized familiar digital fingerprints, the same encryption keys once linked to Elias Morrow. Maya Jensen resurfaced. Having gone underground after the Ledger Alliance leaks, she testified before the Global Financial Integrity Tribunal, a newly formed body overseeing transnational crypto frauds. Her testimony was chilling. They never wanted to help people. The blockchain wasn't a tool for transparency, it was a shield. They knew regulators wouldn't understand it. They counted on complexity to protect corruption. Maya revealed internal chat logs showing how Morrow and his tech team engineered entire ecosystems of deception, even simulating live crisis events on the platform to boost token sales during humanitarian disasters. At the East African famine, Lunavera claimed to have distributed $120 million in digital aid tokens to affected families. Maya showed that 80% of those wallets were created by Lunavera employees days before the event. The company effectively donated money to itself and then publicly thanked donors for their generosity. The hearing ended with an applause that quickly turned to unease, because as regulators examined her evidence, they realized this wasn't an isolated case. Dozens of other crypto charities were already using Lunavera's model, rebranded, restructured, but fundamentally identical. The infection had spread. Despite global warrants, Elias Morrow was never captured. Rumors placed him in various parts of the world: Buenos Aires, Hong Kong, even a rumored crypto commune in Iceland. A year later, a video surfaced on the dark web. Morrow, older, calm, seated in a minimalist room. He smiled at the camera and said, "Money was never the goal. Control was. If people trust code more than conscience, they deserve what follows." The file vanished minutes after it was uploaded. In the following years, class action suits were filed by donors, investors, and governments. But the blockchain trail was cold. The missing billions were scattered across hundreds of wallets, many frozen, some irretrievable. The Lunavera Foundation became a cautionary tale in every financial, technological, and humanitarian conference. Governments, chastened by the scandal, introduced the Global Aid Ledger Act, mandating real-world verification for all blockchain-based aid initiatives. Every digital project now required verified physical audits by third-party forensic accountants, mandatory biometric verification of beneficiaries, cross-chain transparency reports accessible to public regulators. It was the world's attempt to rebuild trust. And yet, deep within the new aid tech sector, anonymous developers whispered of Lunavera 2.0, a re-emergent network under new leadership, built from fragments of the old code. The promise was the same: transparency through technology. The players were the same, just under new names. Years later, a cybersecurity researcher from Nairobi uncovered a forgotten blockchain address tied to Lunavera's original Genesis block, the first recorded transaction. Inside was a single message permanently inscribed: "To those who gave in hope, you changed the world. To those who took in greed, you changed it more." It was signed simply, EM. That inscription became a global reminder of both humanity's potential and its peril. Because the Lunavera scandal wasn't just about stolen crypto or betrayed donors, it was about how easily morality can be monetized, and how the pursuit of transparency can itself become a mask for corruption. As forensic auditors later summarized, in the end, the blockchain didn't lie. People did. Moral and call to action. Technology can amplify good intentions, but it can also magnify greed. The Lunavera scandal reminds us that no system, however advanced, can replace human integrity. Transparency without ethics is just surveillance. Innovation without accountability is just chaos. As donors, citizens, and creators, we must demand more than data. We must demand truth. Because the next crypto humanitarian might already be building the next beautiful lie.